Part 3. Okay, so Stefan shows up. Ostensibly because Klaus was spooked enough by Damon's leverage with Michael to bolt. He's going to be out of the picture for a while, but he wants to keep someone there that he can trust to make sure that she's protected, because her blood is that valuable. So he tells Stefan to stay to look after her. Okay, the look on his face when he said this, she was now under his protection, was probably the spookiest look ever. Topped only by the look on his face when he was leaning up against the door watching them talk. Because that's exactly the kind of scene they would have been completely ultra paranoid about when he was, before. And he was just sitting there with this shit-eating grin on his face. Like he didn't even care. Like he thought it was funny. Damon, of course, gets up first to stand in front of her. But there's nothing really that they can say to that. They're in such shock that he's there. There's nothing they can really say. So he tells them, "Oh, go back to what you were doing. Don't let me interrupt you." Like he's actually enjoying seeing them try to play with each other, so that because it doesn't matter to him. He'll just kill them later, as if he thinks it's funny. So while all this is going on, Jeremy follows Anna's direction and leads Catherine to this tomb where apparently a witch had entombed Michael, the vampire 90 years prior. They don't know what they're doing, but they gotta do something. So they break into the tomb. Catherine pushes the lid off the casket, and the last thing you see is his eyes. He's desiccated, and because he's been there for some time, obviously. I don't know if that was a self-imposed thing, or if a witch did it to get rid of him. Who knows? But his eyes slam open, and that's the last that you see. So that, in a nutshell, is Reckoning. Wow. This episode had surprises and edge of your seat intensity everywhere across the board. Everywhere. Great stuff between Elena and Damon. Great stuff between Caroline and Tyler. Klaus was definitely at his peak tonight. I don't think there's any more evil than he could be, but I'm sure he will reach new levels later on. And Stefan, poor Stefan. I said before that it was going to get worse before it got better. Wasn't lying. He's gone. Damon even stole back Elena's necklace and offered it to her. She wouldn't take it. I don't know if that's just because she's that upset, or if she really believes that at this point it's truly over. Because the look on her eyes, jaded, defeated look in her eyes, really leads me to believe that she really believes he's gone for good. Of course, Vampire Diaries being Vampire Diaries, it's probably not going to last. I'm sure Damon or somebody will find some way to bring him back. Physically, maybe. Mentally, no way. I mean, obviously, the only way to remove the compulsion is Klaus is the only one that can remove that sort of compulsion on his own, or if he dies, the compulsion will automatically go away. But I think, if I remember right, that an original is the only one that can remove an original's compulsion. So if maybe somewhere along the line they waken Elijah, maybe he can do it. Possibly Michael, if he's an original. I'm thinking that he is, because if they fear him that much, he must be that old. The next episode looks like it's going to be a doozy too. Probably going to be delving a lot more into Michael background history. More into this whole thing with Jeremy and Anna. Not sure where to go with it. Not sure what they're doing. This whole three-way thing between him and Bonnie and Anna. And then this next episode is supposed to be their first day at school. First day of senior year. And she's going to have to cope with Stefan walking down the halls as if nothing has changed. Knowing in her heart that he's a completely sociopathic freak who could lash out and kill anyone at any time. I guess we'll just have to see how it goes. Looks like it's only going to get more exciting from here. Hoping to see more Elena and Damon scenes. Because when they do, their scenes are always so incredible. I can't ever ask for enough scenes between them if you ever compare to Stefan and Elena and to Stefan and Damon. The Stelena scenes are like, they're okay, but they're very, boring. Like, they're just kind of going through the motions, whereas Delena's very... There's so much emotion in those scenes, they bleed it. I mean, it's ridiculous. You could tell the look on his face. I had never seen Damon so serious before. Even when Jenna was gutted. Even when Rose died. Well, when Rose died, he was extremely upset. But this is a different sort of upset. For anybody in the past, like in the second episode, or no, in the third, in the third episode, when they went to Chicago and everyone was like, Klaus was in there and he could have killed her and Damon was acting like he didn't care. Oh, trust me. If this episode doesn't evidence to you that he does in fact care, he was so shaken. I had never seen Damon that shaken before. Ever. Except when Rose died. But that was on a different level entirely. This, he knows now that it's game on. That this is serious. Because at first he was just kind of like going through the motions. I don't really give a care about what Stefan does. I'm just doing this for you. I'll try and save him for your sake, but not really with his heart in it. Not really taking it seriously. Now he knows it's game on. Klaus isn't kidding. Stefan is gone. And there very well may not be any coming back from this if they don't play their cards right. So that's all from me this week. We will visit again next Thursday for episode 6. That's all for now.